Super Mario Odyssey Part 11, and this is the first time we'll be heading on over to the Lake Kingdom, so be sure to throw all of your moons into the Odyssey, power up yet another one of the sails. And at first I thought this was just like a sail, like a ship, but, spoiler alert, as more form, it's gonna kind of turn into a balloon, which makes a little bit less sense as to how it can catch the cosmic rays and move through space, I guess. But then again, we're not really in space, are we? We're kind of in the atmosphere, so a hot air balloon would work just fine, although it wouldn't work at all the way it is, so I guess it's a sail and then it becomes a balloon, but I feel like a balloon would be a little bit slower than a sail. But then again, maybe not, because both are probably pretty dependent on wind speed, so I don't actually know. I don't know. Anyway, let's head on over to Lake Kingdom. So, if you have played this before, you'll remember that the Lake Kingdom was one of the other kingdoms you could choose to go to before Wooded Kingdom when it came to the fork in the road, but either way you're going to have to come to both of these kingdoms no matter what, so it doesn't really matter what you pick first. Now, I didn't pick Lake Kingdom at the beginning because I thought, swimming, I don't really want to swim in a Mario game, you know, that's kind of annoying sometimes, but I actually liked this kingdom. This ended up becoming one of my favorites, so I sort of wish I had done it before Wooded, but I guess it's best to have the good one after the slightly less fun one. Anyway, I'm not too sure which moons we get in this video. I haven't written them down yet, but those of course will be available in the description along with a link to buy the game if you want to, and a playlist. Remember, all my descriptions have playlists for my game, so if you want to see all, you know, however many videos I have in a certain game, check out my playlists. I have a ton of playlists now. Anyway, let's head on over to Lake Kingdom after that nice little bit of advice from our hat friend. And we can see there are those Broodals kind of hiding over in the background. So of course they are going to be our first goal to go defeat, and there used to be a staircase on that sort of cliff there that we could see, but the staircase is down, so we're going to have to take another path to get here. And I don't actually remember if we defeat one of the Broodals in this video. I probably should have looked that up before I started talking, but I guess we'll find out. I do remember most of this video, but I don't remember the ending. I also don't think we spend too many videos inside of the Lake Kingdom. I think it's, once again, 3 or 4. That's going to be pretty normal, except for some of the really smaller kingdoms that we will be going to. Jump into these binoculars if you want to get a look at what's going on. So that is our goal. We're going to have to jump up onto there, and it's not really the easiest thing in the world, at least compared to what we've been doing so far, so we're going to have to do a couple of things first, and one of them will be talking to the various citizens here, these weird little mermaid looking things, and this one will let you know the monsters came here uninvited, and they stole the Lock Lady dress, which is now on Peach. So if you've seen the Wedding Peach amiibo, then you know what the dress looks like. Or I guess if you've seen Peach in her wedding dress, then you know what it looks like. So this will be the first moon we're getting. It's these note collection things, which are, I think there's one of these in every world, or at least there are in most of the worlds. I don't think this one's too difficult. Some of these will send more notes at us. Is this one? Nope. Okay, so that one, was that the first time we ran into that? I don't think it was. That was the first or second time I ran into that. Huh, I don't actually remember, but anyway, some of the other notes that we'll be doing will have us do many, many, many more notes before we can get that moon, but none of them were really that hard either. I kind of wish that they had made the timer a little bit faster on some of them, but that's okay. Anyway, so we can actually turn into a zipper, and I have to admit this was completely unexpected when I did this. I didn't even know that was a zipper, and then we're unzipping stone from stone, so none of that makes any sense, but that is okay. It's a Mario game. We're throwing our hat, and it's coming back to us every single time, so sense doesn't need to happen here. So this will be one of the entrances we can take to the water plaza, but there's also some other stuff that you'll want to do. You can rush straight to the end in all of these worlds if you want to, and there is another zipper over here. I think this one just has coins in it though, I might be wrong, but anyway, you can rush if you want right to the goal that you're supposed to do, but either way, you're going to have to stay a little bit to get some of the moons that you need to power up your Odyssey to go to the next kingdom. So it's really in your best interest just to explore. Don't really try to beat it straight away. Explore a little bit and get some moons, so that way when you do finally finish off the world, you'll be able to go straight to the next kingdom because you actually explored from the beginning instead of, you know, trying to get to the end and then Oh, I need 3 moons left. Here's another moon, so as I said before, smash anything that glows, and most of the time, at this point in the game, most of the things that you smash won't be glowing, but that one happened to be a moon in the beach, so there's another one that we got. And then looking over here, it looks kind of like a platform I'll be able to get to, and yet another zipper on the right there. Doesn't look like I noticed, though. Do I notice that later? Huh, that'll be interesting to see. So hit these pedals, and then you can fly up here. Okay, this is just another one of those strange stones that we can't use for anything quite yet. Or if you can, I'm unaware of it this early in the game, so yeah, we'll get to those later, though. There's one of those stones, I believe, in every major world. There's going to be a few minor worlds that we'll be running into at the, later in the game, but I think in every major world, one of those stones exists. Now we get to the actual swimming part of the game, and yes, unfortunately, Mario has air. There's also these spikes where my depth perception was really throwing me off, and the wall also got in my way, so I took some unnecessary damage there. Looked behind me and saw, well, dang it, there's some coins back here, and really, I want to try to get these coins, you know, as much as I can, just because trying to go look for stuff like this is really a pain in the neck, and when you miss any that are easily gained, it's just try to get what you can, basically, just so you don't have to come back later. Anyway, I also took yet another hit of spike damage there. I'm almost losing my 6 heart bonus, which is kind of annoying, and unfortunately coins do not restore your health like they did in previous Mario games. Also, once again, taking a look behind me to see, is there anything over here? And I also need to watch my health, and, or my air, I guess. And yes, there's a chest with a moon inside of it. So they really try to hide some of these moons in places that you probably won't look at if you don't take a second to rotate your camera around. So be sure to do that, because we're already at 3 moons, and we only need, what is that, 3, 6, 8 moons to finish off this level. There's also going to be evil seaweed that's going to come after you, and unfortunately you can't take it over, but you can destroy it, so be sure to do that. Then, thankfully, there is a heart over here, and soon a checkpoint. Then you get to do something that I also found to be very unexpected, which is become a Cheep Cheep, and the Cheep Cheeps don't need air. So now we get pretty much free reign of the entire underwater area, and there's going to be kind of a kingdom, sort of like Jar Jar Binks, and you can go on in there. There's another checkpoint. You can actually, I think you can swim in there with the Cheep Cheep right there. For some reason it didn't let me, but later it does, and you can actually go on land for a little bit as a Cheep Cheep. So keep that in mind whenever you want to do that. So we're gonna have to find 5 of these little mini moons, and 2 of them are pretty easy to spot. One of them is gonna be the one that holds me up is gonna be hiding on top of one of these domes, and you can get to that dome from the top, which I didn't actually realize at the time, but we'll be seeing that in a second here. But anyway, be sure to grab this checkpoint just in case you die. You don't want to have to go through that whole beginning part all over again. And oh man, that tunnel there kind of makes me laugh, because there is a way easier way of doing that tunnel than I did it. Anyway, there's also yet another checkpoint up above us, which was kind of strange, because that checkpoint is extremely easy to get to. Just swim up there and there you are. I don't really know why they smothered this place in checkpoints, but hey, there's also this Talkatoo who will tell you a secret that I looked for a little bit in a later video, but didn't actually find yet, so I won't be finding in a video. I do find it later, just I don't think I recorded that, because I don't think I'm going to be recording this game much beyond me beating it. I may do some Easter egg stuff, but that's probably it. So anyway, you can also pull off some of these posts here by throwing your hat at them. Just be sure to watch your breath. And I got a little bit worried there. I was like, I thought I missed a coin, but then no I didn't, and then I realized, oh, okay, my breath is actually really low, and then Mario swims really slowly. So when you run out of breath, your health is the next thing that starts getting taken, so just watch for that. You still can take, in my case, 5 hits before I actually die. Then I'm gonna come over here, and I think there's a mini moon behind that thing, and I probably could have made it, but I wanted just to be safe. Came back, got my breath back, and I don't remember, did I turn into a Cheep Cheep for this? Yes, I believe that I did. I think I also took some damage trying to get over there because I didn't kill the seaweed, and they kinda were in my way anyway. I mean, there's not a whole lot I can do here. You can't jump out of the Cheep Cheep Because with anything that you jump out of, it will be stunned for a couple of seconds and then stay in that spot, so you can grab it back pretty easily. I could have jumped out of the Cheep Cheep and hit the seaweed and then jumped back into the Cheep Cheep and been good to go, but I didn't do that. There's also a moon on top of that dinosaur, and do I go get it right now? I think I do. Yep, looks like I do. It wouldn't let me get it in the Cheep Cheep for some weird reason, or did it? And then nope, it wouldn't. Okay, yeah. So for some weird reason, it wouldn't let me. So I jumped out, got it, and then came over here. Now this is another mini moon that is on top of this little building. That block will clear out a little bit later into the level, but not yet. And to get on top of there, you just need to swim above the dome and then fall down. But I don't think I do that until the final. until I get it. And I think I make that mini moon the final mini moon is what I'm trying to say here. The fourth mini moon is hiding right there, and there's another moon, full-blown moon, just hiding in this alcove right over here. Or alcove, you know what I mean. This little cupboard thing is where the moon is. Anyway, we're gonna get that, and then I think, oh, I noticed, oh, look at that. The other mini moon is down to the left. It looks like I may not be collecting it yet, though. It looks like I have tunnel vision straight. Nope. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, I come over here to the mini moon. Oh, nope, not yet. Oh, come on. What am I doing? What am I doing? I guess I could have cut this part out, but you would think that I would have seen that by now. I guess I don't. Do I even get all these mini moons in this video? Not too sure. I don't really know what we do at the end of this. I guess I should have looked at that. Maybe I noticed it. Or it looks like I gave myself tunnel vision and I go straight to this area. Alright. To get into that doorway, you're going to need to dress as a swimmer, and this is one of 3 or 4 times that we can do this. It's not actually necessary to become a swimmer, because the only thing it's going to do is walk you into that room right there, and as far as I can tell right now anyway, there's actually nothing in that room. So if you put on a snorkel and all the other stuff, which you will be able to buy at the shop, and you'll have to pay for it in the coins of the kingdom, not the regular coins, then you can walk in and see kind of the stand at the shop, or the stand of the wedding dress that is missing. But for now, we're going to come into the shop and buy yet another moon. So it looks like, I don't think in this video that I actually get the moon that requires collecting all of the mini moons, so we probably do that in the next video, which is kind of funny that I didn't notice that, but that's okay. Anyway, as always, just check the shop, buy the moon, and then here you're going to want to buy the swimwear and also the goggles. You're going to need to buy both of them if you want to go into that doorway. If you only buy one, it won't be enough. So that means you're going to need 15 coins of this world, which means it's a pretty good idea to make sure that you actually explore a little bit and collect some coins. Because otherwise you're gonna have to come back again later, and I think, yeah, okay, I only bought that, and I think I tried to open up the doorway, and they won't let me without also the snorkel on, so be sure to do that if you want to get inside of there. But like I said, it's kind of pointless, doesn't really do anything, and that's gonna be it for this video.